Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with another Raw and Smackdown review. So like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get to it. We will open up Monday Night Raw with Obafemi coming out with a great reception in London. Of course, he would talk about how Destiny has been on his side and how he's going to win King of the Ring. He would ask which champion should he go after, and people booed for Cody and cheered for Roman. Then he would get interrupted by Jey Uso, who would come out here to say how they all doubted him when he won the Royal Rumble and World Heavyweight Championship, and that it was Oba's warning shot. Bow. And then Oba would say, "You better, even if you shoot your shot and you don't miss, he will destroy him, and he will become the king of the ring." And that Jey Uso's not the member of the family he's worried about. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next we see Adam Pearce on the phone backstage, and then LA Knight will confront him about what happened with Eric Andre, and he would say that they have paid a fine for it, and then he would come interrupted by Jimmy Uso, and they would get into it, and then they would set up a match between them two. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we have Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus Paige and Brie Bella for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Paige and Brie Bella ended up picking up the win. The match was pretty solid. After the match, Lyra would attack Bayley, even though she was the one who got pinned, and she's turning heel, I guess. I think this could be a great feud for these two. Let me know your thoughts down below. Next, we have Chad Gable come out here. Come out to the ring. He would call out Alpha Academy. He would apologize to them, and then he would stick his hand out, and then Otis almost shook it before Maxine stepped in and said how she doesn't want to forgive him after what he did, after he left them alone. And he would say that they're going to do the same thing and leave him alone. And then her and Cesaro will walk out the ring. Otis would seem a little bit hesitant, and then he would walk out with them. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we see Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, and Penta backstage talking about what happened last week with Marie's mask getting taken off. They would tell him to teach Ethan some respect about Lucha Libre. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we have Ethan Page versus Dragon Lee in this really good match. I really enjoyed it. Dragon Lee's crazy moves. These two seem to have great chemistry together. Ethan Page will end up picking up a win. Low blowing Dragon Lee. Nothing happened after the match. There was pretty much nobody getting involved in this match, and I really enjoyed this match. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we see Jackie Redmond interviewing the Vision. They're talking about how everybody's coming after them and how they're going to handle business tonight and beat the Street Profits for the tag championships. And Braun Breaker is going to destroy Seth Rollins in the cage. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we'll see Io Sky come out to the ring talking about Queen of the Ring and how she's grateful for her being in this one, how she will be Queen of the Ring. And then she would get interrupted by Liv Morgan, who would come out and say how she will be Queen of the Ring. Then she would attack Io, but Io ended up getting back on top of her, and she would take her out. Let me know your thoughts on this and if you're excited for their match. Next, we see the Usos back and Jacob Fatu talking. And Jimmy would say how he got LA Knight tonight. They would ask why he's been over at Smackdown, and Jacob would say how he needed to get Solo a message. Let me know your thoughts on where all this goes. Next, we had a match between LA Knight and Jimmy Uso. The match was a pretty solid match. I was enjoying the match. Solo Sikoa would come out from the crowd. LA Knight was confused at first, and then he would cause the Jimmy Uso the match, seemingly giving his answer that he would not be joining the Bloodline. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. And do you think LA Knight possibly helps out Solo? Next, you see the Street Profits being interviewed, and they would say how they are ready to win the Tag Team Championships, and they could be their 5th time being Tag Team Champions. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we see the Judgment Day backstage. First, Raquel and Roxanne were talking about how Raquel can't keep wasting these opportunities and how it should have been her and Liv in the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Then JD McDonough and Dom would come with JD being hurt, and then Liv would come in storming about, mad about what Io Sky did to her, and then they would tell her that they need to focus on, they know that she's going to win, and they need to focus on JD being hurt. Dom just lost a lot of money, and them to let me. And then she would tell him that she will become a double champion, and how Raquel will go after Sol Ruka and become the new women's IC champion, and JD and Dom will take that title away from Penta. And then Roxanne would ask what about her, and then she would just say, change the subject and talk about, and just say take JD to medical. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next we see Seth Rollins in a sit-down interview with Corey Graves, talking about how he feels as if he's one win away from destroying the vision in the past, and how he will finish and then take the World Heavyweight Championship that he never lost. He would say that if it wasn't for the Street Profits, he doesn't know if he would be there. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. In the main event, we have the Street Profits versus the Vision for the Raw side of the Tag Team Championships. This match was great, if you ask me. I really enjoyed it. Logan Paul ended up getting sent to the back, but as he would try to sneak back, he would sit the brass knuckles on the apron, and then out would come Joe Hendry. I'm glad to see that he's back. Then he would chase off Logan Paul, and then as Theory would try to get ready to grab brass knuckles, Seth Rollins would come out, and then he would hit Theory with the brass knuckles, costing the Vision, and Breaker would chase after him, and he would cost the Vision the Tag Team Championship match, and we have new Tag Team Champions. I think this is the right call. I'm happy to see Montez and Angelo Dawkins holding these again, and I think it was time for the Vision to lose them. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Overall, I thought Raw was a pretty good episode this week. I give it like an 8 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. We had opened up Smackdown with the United States champion Trick Williams with the Lil Yachty. He would come out and say he wasn't there last week because he got married to Lash Legend. Then he would talk about SummerSlam. He would get interrupted by Ricky Saint, and Ricky Saint would say he's overlooking him and how he will be the new United States champion and how he wants Lil Yachty too. And Lil Yachty says he would never work for him. Then he would he would attack Lil Yachty and retreat. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next we'll see Alexa Bliss being interviewed by Kathy. She would say how Charlotte's feeling the emotional pain and the physical pain with the Queen of the Ring loss, and how she's gonna get revenge on Jade, even if it means teaming up with Tiffany. Tiffany would say how, they would talk about the history between her and Charlotte. Alexa would say she's doing this because Tiffany helped them before. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next we have Tiffany Stratton and Alexa Bliss versus Michin and B-Fat. Match was a pretty solid match. I was kind of enjoying it. With the help of Jade Cargill costing Tiffany and Alexa the match, the baddies, what they're calling them, I guess, would pick up the win. And after the match, they would seem to get ready to attack her, but Tiffany would come Chelsea Green to save her. Let me know your thoughts on. She would take them all out. Let me know your thoughts on this, and do you think she actually aligns with Tiffany Stratton? Then we would see Solo Sikoa backstage with MFT, talking about what happened and how Roman ain't gonna like what he did on Monday. They would say how Solo didn't listen, and they had spoke to the elders, and they were out, and they were leaving him, and they would leave without attacking him. That's how I thought it would have went down. Let me know down below if you think this means he goes back to the bloodline. Let me know in the comments down below. Next, we would just see Jade Cargill backstage, and she would demand a match against Chelsea Green. Let me know your thoughts on that down below. Oh, and she would get the match. Next, we have Nathan Frazier versus Ray Phoenix for the Cruiserweight Championship down in AAA. This match was awesome. It was great. I really enjoyed it. Ray Phoenix ended up retaining the title. It was an awesome match, and these guys need more time to shine. Let me know your thoughts down below. Next, we see Weapon Up backstage with the War Raiders. The War Raiders want to put both titles on the line. They would kind of accept, but they said they will give a place. They will let them know when and where. Let me know your thoughts down below. Next, we see LA Knight pulling up, and Jackie will ask him, why is he on Smackdown. He's on Raw, and he would say he should ask her the same thing, but he said he asked questions and he's going to get answers. Let me know your thoughts down below. Next we see LA Knight and come out to the ring, and he would call out Solo Sikoa. Solo would come out, and LA would ask why he did what he did on Raw. He would say because he hates the bloodline. He hates every member of the bloodline. He would say how they both had it in common and how they could work together. LA Knight would decline. I guess he just doesn't trust Solo Sikoa. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, Byron Saxton would interview Sami Zayn, and he would talk about how he called it down the middle till he got pushed, and then he admits that he crashed out, and he would say he has a chance to redeem himself this time and win the World Championship because he didn't at the Royal Rumble. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we have JC Jane versus Paige in a singles match. It was a pretty solid match. Paige will end up picking up the win, and I am hoping that in the future maybe Fallon Henley and Laney Reed will take the championships off of them. I think that Bree needs to go back to with Nikki, and Paige would be good as a single star. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, Finn Balor will encounter Tama Tonga, and Finn would say it's good to see them boys. They would talk about how they used to run together. Tama would say how Shinsuke's from his past, and we all see how that went. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. We have Danhausen come out with The Miz and Kid Wilson. It seems like he has them under a spell where he controls them. They would come out with him. He would say that welcome to the most must-see show, Danhausen TV. He would ask Miz how he feels about him still in his TV show. He would say awesome. He would ask Kip how he feels about Los Garza, and he would say toxic. And then Los Garza would come out. They would attack Miz and Kid Wilson. And then as they would get ready to attack Danhausen, out would come Matt Cardona to save him. And then Nick Aldis would set up a tag match between Danhausen and Matt Cardona versus Los Garza. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we have Danhausen and Matt Cardona versus Los Garza. It was a pretty solid match. I enjoyed the match. I'm not sure if this will lead to any further things. Let me know your thoughts on this down below and if you enjoyed the match. Next, Gunther would get interviewed by Byron Saxton. He would say Sami Zayn talking about redemption and how he would say he's been screwed twice by Cody Rhodes. But technically you did pick the referee, so I don't really agree with that. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we have Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green. The match was a pretty solid match. Jade Cargill ended up picking up the win, and after that, she was going to attack Chelsea Green more, but out would come Alexa Bliss and Tiffany Stratton to save her, and then the baddies would come from behind and attack them, and they would lay out them, and then lay out Tiffany Stratton. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we see Solo Sikoa and Royce Keys backstage. He would ask, Royce would tell him that does he know that Jacob is coming for him? And Solo would say, is he going to help him like he helped him? He would say, good luck with that. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we have Julia versus Kiana James. It was a really great match, if you ask me. I really enjoyed this, and I want to see more from these two. Julia will end up picking up the win. After the match, she would get attacked by debuting Blake Monroe. It's just why would they do it on a pre-recorded episode? Or she would hit this neutralize like Cesaro used to do instead of the Glamour Shot DDT that she used to do in NXT. Let me know your thoughts on her debut down below. Next, we have Cody Rhodes come out, and then he would get interrupted by Sami Zayn. They would get into a heated argument. They would even bring up Kevin Owens. He would say that Kevin Owens would have stabbed him in the front, not the back to Sami. He would say at least Kevin Owens has won the WWE Championship. Sami would tell him to keep Kevin Owens' name out of his mouth. Then out would come Gunther, and he would say how Sami is wrong and how he will be the WWE Champion. And then out would come Jey Uso, and he would give all of them their warning shot. Out would come over Femi, and then Jay would take out Cody. Then he would get taken out by Gunther. Then he would get taken out by Sammy. Then he would get taken out by Cody. And then they would stand face to face. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Overall, I thought SmackDown was okay this week. I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts down below. Till next time, like, comment, and subscribe.